Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is Midnight Rose, oversized one-shot from AfterShock Comics. It is written by Jim Starlin. Nikkol Jelenic is the artist. DC Alonso is the colorist. Dave Sharpe is the letter. Alright, so this is a story about Rose and her interesting abilities. Let's go with that. It follows the life of Rose. She is born under strange circumstances. She winds up having powers that will seem very familiar to fans of a certain DC character, and it goes through her life of crime and love and loss and all sorts of stuff. Honestly, I really was kind of intrigued reading this, or wanted to read this, because Jim Starlin was writing it. The man has a massive impact in comics. I mean, the hell, up there's influence and what his creations have done. I have to say I'm kind of disappointed in this. It's a really interesting read. It's just one of those weird things where like slight tweaks to it would have made it so much better. It feels like something I've read before. Like I swear I've read something like this. To spoil it, she can control plants. Sounds like poison ivy, and she uses it to, like, as a Black Widow to start, killing men she's interested in, and it kind of goes from there. But, like, the way she goes and snares people and what happens to them, like, it all feels like things I've seen before. And the big thing is like, while Rose's story starts off tragically, there's no point where I really found sympathy for her. It's definitely, you definitely can understand where she's coming from and why she's kind of doing some of what she does, but at the same time, there's no point where I'm, like, really interested and intrigued by the character. I mean, she's just like, a Black Widow, and just feels like she's killing indiscriminately and just completely whacked, and, again, Starlin sets things up so that you understand maybe where that's coming from, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like there's really any redemption. There's not a key moment where she kind of, you care about her turning her life around, and it's just, I think there would be a much more interesting thing if it took a psychological horror aspect to it, and maybe explored, like, the damage she's doing to herself by what she's doing, or, society on her. Like, there's just a lot of other ways to go. And use her abilities as maybe a metaphor for something. It just doesn't ever quite click. Part of what also doesn't click to me is the art style. It feels very, like, mid to late 90s Image. Weird proportions. Rose is just bizarre when she's older. It's not a art style I really like. Show a bit when she's older. Like, there's just a look to her, and it's like, like, there's something very kind of like late 90s, maybe early 2000s. It's just a style I was not a fan of in art. I mean, overall, like, it's an intriguing concept. I just don't think it nails it down the way it thinks it does. I mean, there's definitely some, like, thematic stuff going on, and cycle of life and all that, but it never really seems to have kind of like a thesis it's arguing, or like a underlying theme it really wants to work with. I don't know, it kind of feels like a waste of talents of everyone, but maybe you'll like it. Out in comic shops now, you can go get it. We got a link up beneath this video. Put in your zip code, tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own copy. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage. By doing that, you'll support our site. And speaking of support, I want to thank AfterShock for hooking us up with the review copy. And of course, thank you all for watching. If you are into comics or you're into AfterShock, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com, or on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games. you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.